middle class and the lower class. No income tax up to rupees 12 lakhs is a very, very big bang, I feel, because that will help a lot of our people from the lower class and lower income group to have some money in their hands so that they can circulate the money. And the new slabs are very good. So overall, I think that the budget is a very good one, and I welcome this budget from the point of view as GCCI is concerned, and many of the reforms which we had given have been accepted by the government. So we are thankful to them, and I would like to welcome this budget. Thank you.
The budget proposal will promote all-round development of the nation building, leading to the Vikasit Bharat 2047. There is an excitement everywhere because of the tax structure which has been, helping. Which will help the middle income group, especially those with income of 12 lakhs will have to pay zero income tax. Now, this is something which most of the people were waiting for a long time, and this is sort of a boost for the economy also, because there will be disposable income in the hands of the people, which can be churned for reinvestment, savings, as well as to make their two ends meet. So basically, they have given all-round proposals for most of the sectors. Especially this budget has given ample funding to agriculture. 1.75 crore farmers will be benefited. Every district they will be setting up centers, especially those districts with less yields will be given more priority, and the cotton growers will also be enhancing their productivity with the help of the government incentives. Not only that, the MSME segment, their capacity has been increased, and not only that, their export promotion will be enhanced, because the government intends that the new era will be that India will be a global supplier. India right now, Make in India will be making Make for Global, and this is where the Vishwaguru and the Vishwa status of the country will come to the fore, which will lead to the Vikasit Bharat stand of 2047. So this can be reached a little earlier also due to these positive steps taken in this budget. In the times to come, we will see that what is important is education, technology build-up, innovation. All these criteria have been supported in this budget, which will enhance the country's status and the stature, and thereby we all will look forward for the growth of the nation as whole. So, all in all, GCCI compliments the Finance Minister for incorporating most of their suggestions in this budget, and more will be coming forth in the income tax bill, which she will be presenting in times to come, because we see that she has already given her direction in which way she wants to go. See, all-inclusive budget which is planned to improve and strengthen the health, education, agriculture, industry, child and women development, and also the development of the rural sector. They would like to stop the migration process. So thereby, the rural upliftment will be taking place. Not only that, the help of technology will also ensure that there is a all-round development taking place in the country. So all in all, it is a very happy budget, and after a long time, we have seen that some positive factors have been incorporated in this budget. So I compliment the Finance Minister for her step taken in this budget and all the positive things that she have mentioned, especially the taxation. And with this, I compliment the Finance Minister. Thank you.
This is the eighth consecutive budget presented by the Honorable Finance Minister, and there were a lot of expectations from this budget from the industry and from the middle class, and we are seeing a lot of positives in this budget. There's been a lot of focus on MSMEs, on making India as a manufacturing hub, a global manufacturing hub, as well as giving a lot of incentives to the middle class through taxation reforms as well. For the MSMEs, one of the most important announcements which she had talked about are increasing the threshold limits for medium, small and micro MSMEs, where the investment will be now increased by 2.5 times of what is the existing limit, and the turnover will be increased by 2 times. What this also means is that there will be more industries which will now come into the MSME ambit. The industries which were earlier in the medium ambit will now come into the small. The smaller ones will come into the micro. And right now there are a lot of incentives which have been given to the MSME sector, especially to the micro and small sectors, especially relating to credit facilities. This is really going to help the MSMEs. This is a real boost to the MSMEs. Along with this, they have also given a lot of incentives as far as the credit facilities also are concerned. This is again going to really help the MSME industry. There's also a lot of focus on manufacturing which has been given. This has also been given through a lot of rationalization of the custom duty rates, so that there is a make in India and India becomes a kind of global exporting hub. GCCI had also made a lot of representations, to remove certain open-ended cesses, open-ended surcharges and make taxation very simple. We're very happy to see that the Finance Minister has considered many of the suggestions and has removed the surcharges on certain items as far as the custom duty is being concerned. In the direct taxation, there was a lot of expectation. The Income Tax Act itself is a 63-year-old act, and there have been a lot of amendments which have been coming year on year. We are very excited to know that there is going to be an income tax bill which will come. Of course, we'll have to go through the bill once it is presented next week, and hopefully there will also be a kind of a stakeholder discussion to see, so that there is no adverse impact on any kind of a taxpayers. But this is very positive news that the government is doing a lot to reduce compliances, to reduce litigations, and make taxpayers making paying taxes and making compliances very easy. Another matter which the industry has been asking for a long time is rationalization of the TDS. We are seeing that there have been increase in certain thresholds, especially relating to the rent, which will again help a lot of, which will help the smaller businesses to come out of the ambit of the TDS and TCS. One of another rationalization which they had made is relating to the TDS and TCS of purchase and sale of goods. This is again where GCCI has been actively pursuing, because there are a lot of conditions relating to turnover, relating to threshold limits, and there was and on the same transaction sometimes there used to be a TCS as well as a TDS which was deducted. It's a very welcome note to see that the TCS will be eliminated on this kind of this thing, which will really help in rationalizing the TDS and TCS provisions. Other than this, we are also seeing a lot of decriminalization provisions which are coming out, and we are also seeing the Jan Vishwas bill also which will be coming. So the industry had been asking for these kind of matters, be it relating to voluntary compliance, be it relating to giving a kind of a fair and a clear kind of a system for taxation. And we are very happy to see a lot of positives in this budget. As far as the middle class is concerned, there was there was a growing demand that there has to be some kind of easing of the taxation, and having 12 lakhs as an amount where you do not have to pay taxes is really a welcome step. This is really going to bring a lot of money in the hands of the people, and this money is then going to be obviously going into the our economic cycle through consumption, and it's really going to help the economy as well. Overall, this has been a very good budget. We really welcome the budget, and GCCI looks forward to working with the central government and state government to see what are the kind of benefits that Goa can get and how the GCCI can help to implement these kind of benefits. Thank you.
I now request Commissioner Lulu, President of Goa State Industries Association, to give his comments on the budget. Before that, requesting everyone to please join us for the lunch before the lunch is already served.
Mike Zai. Thank you, Sanjay. Good afternoon to everybody. Yes, it was thanks to GCCI for organizing this wonderful get-together for viewing and analyzing the budget. I think most of the detailed points are already discussed, but we must, to start off, compliment the government for actually exceeding expectations as far as the taxation on personal taxation goes. Over the last 10 years, this government has had a very prudent approach to the budget and fiscal management, even after shocks like COVID, and generally maintaining a positive primary deficit sort of budget until and up to the COVID. But this is the first time that they have, if there was one thing that was missing, was personal taxation, and actually personal tax in real terms had gone up in the last 10 years. And this is the first time that they have corrected it, and well corrected it. I think now if you see 2.5 lakhs in 2014 and 12 lakhs in 2024, by all measures, in real terms, they have given a boost to the people. Some things still remain, like double taxation on dividends that they have brought in. We hope that this new income tax regime will help in streamlining these sort of things. On the other side, on the spending side, I think there's a lot of maturity that we have seen in the kind of proposals that are coming in. They are not very populist in nature, but very strategic in nature. The focus on nuclear power, for example. If you look at a country like Germany that has suddenly collapsed in their power infrastructure because they completely cut down on their nuclear power stations. So realizing that you can't simply go wind and solar and you need to mix it with nuclear is something that is a very shrewd sort of strategic decision that has been taken, and it's a long-term decision, and I think that is one of the points that needed a sort of acknowledgement. Very good focus on critical social security, on insurance, on critical illnesses, to increase the general sort of those tail events or those, very negative events in lives of people that can cause a lot of hardships. So I think there's been a good sort of focus on that and on backward integration of the things, right? So we went into mobile phones first as simply just assembly, and now step by step they are opening it up towards others. So these are some of the, I think, good strategic moves. And we compliment them on that. As a ask for going forward, I think the budget is 50 lakh crores, but the sum of all the announcements is less than 5 lakh crores probably. So it's almost 30 to 40 lakh crores that's already done before they even start. And I think there needs to be a 10-20 year plan of how to reduce this revenue expenditure, and that's the elephant in the room. And I hope that going forward they can really get into reducing that, which will open up far more money for things that deserve money to be spent, because by all angles we do have a big elephant in terms of the size of our basic budget, and there has to be more talk on reducing that as well. But having said that, it's a fantastic budget within the limitations that are there, and in most aspects exceeds expectations. representing MSME industry, I think Rohan has touched upon it very deeply as to the kind of increasing limits and general access to credit and all the other parameters that have been already discussed. I think overall balanced and well done budget. Thank you.
Requesting Mr. Milind Shirodkar, Chairman of ICA.
Welcome.
The finance minister actually put focus on the four engines of the economic growth: is the agriculture, MSME, investment, and export. As far as agriculture is concerned, more focus on making India an Atmanirbhar on oil and pulses. They have announced so many infrastructural proposals which will definitely increase the growth in the agricultural sector. The major focus, as Rohan said, is on the MSME. MSME, as it contributes to 36% of the manufacturing in India and approximately 45% of exports. They have put more focus on MSME as it is the main engine of the economy. The focus here will be also on scaling and making India a global toy hub. Also, there are many proposals of credit assistance to MSME. Urban Challenge Fund is another incentive which I think is going to put more pressure on the states to perform, because there will be a performance linked schemes for all the state level bodies to show their results and get more funds. On the front of the health, I think one important thing which I remember is about introduction of a district level daycare cancer centers, which is going to definitely help all the ailing patients across India. In all, the fiscal deficit with these proposals is expected to go down from 4.8 to 4.4%, which will definitely curtail the inflation, stabilize the interest rates, and maybe lead to more infrastructural expenditure. On the front of the taxation, as far as indirect taxation, there have been some rationalization as far as reducing the number of rates existing at the moment. However, as GST is controlled or rather regulated by the GST Council, the budget proposals do not normally focus more on the detailed aspects of the GST. As far as direct tax, I think the important point which Finance Minister said is trust first and scrutinize later. So they want to impose more trust in the assessees, which he mentioned that 99% of the return files have been self-assessed. And she also mentioned the success of the faceless assessment regime which we are currently enjoying. Another important point is about the new IT bill which is proposed to be placed on the table in the next week. So we all are eagerly waiting to see the changes in the income tax law in terms of the best practices followed in the world, so that we reduce the complex interpretations of the Indian income tax, which is aging. Come to the rationalization about voluntary compliance. The main highlight Main highlights is about come to the rationalization about voluntary compliance. The main highlights is about come to the rationalization about voluntary compliance. The main highlights is about